Hello, so my presentation that I chose was invasive invertebrate species in the United States and their effects on economy and ecology. Okay, so first to begin, what is an invasive species? There's a picture. Okay, definition of an invasive species. So an invasive species is a species of organism that is introduced into an ecosystem in which it does not belong and does not originate, and it becomes overpopulated and eventually causes ecological, environmental, as well as economical damage. And pictured over here to the left is a picture of a spotted lanternfly, which is an invasive species in the United States. It was detected in around 2014, I believe, and it is indigenous to China. This picture was sourced from the University of Maryland, and I will talk about this later on in the presentation. So next is invasive invertebrates in the United States. Some invasive invertebrates in the United States, these are just some examples. Okay, so there are many different types of invasive species that have infiltrated ecosystems across the United States. An invertebrate species would include that of insects, mollusks, as well as crustaceans, much like the crab pictured on the left. Some examples of invasive invertebrate species that can be found in the United States are zebra mussels, the fishhook water flea, and the spotted lanternfly. Goodness. And pictured to the left is a picture of a Chinese mitten crab, which is an invasive species of crustacean in the United States that is native to East Asian countries, such as, China and Korea. And this picture was sourced from the National Geographic. Okay, so the first invasive invertebrate species that I'm going to talk about are zebra mussels. To start, these are just some simple facts and information about the zebra mussel. Zebra mussels are an invasive species of mollusk that are native to fresh waters in Eurasia. The species has invaded the ecosystem of the Great Lakes, estimated around the 1980s, due to ballast water that was discharged from European ships. That was my citation. It was sourced from the Chesapeake Bay program. Zebra mussels are found spread around states such as Texas, Colorado, Utah, Nevada, and California. Okay. Zebra mussels can grow to about less than 1 inch in length, so they are very small, much smaller than most of the native mussels. And the typical lifespan of a zebra mussel can range from around 3 to 9 years, although some have lived up to 15 years. And considering this is an invasive species, such long lifespans can only add to the harm that they cause. And lastly, zebra mussels are filter feeders, and they feed on small plants called phytoplankton. Okay, so next zebra mussels and their effect on ecosystems. As the number of zebra mussels rise, the more harm they are causing to the ecosystems of the Great Lakes. Due to their overpopulation, the mussels filter out so much algae that many other species need for food. Considering their small size, they also will attach themselves to native mussels as well as other species and incapacitate them. So they are quite like parasitic. They are also able to clog water filtration pipes and destroy boat motors. They're also known to have cut many people's feet as they are like wading through the water of the Great Lakes. They're very sharp and they have injured many people. And pictured to the left is a cluster of zebra mussels on a native mussel, and this was sourced from the University of Minnesota. Okay, next. The next invasive species that I am going to talk about is the spotted lanternfly. And again, this is some general facts and information about the spotted lanternfly. Okay, so a spotted lanternfly is a kind of plant hopper insect that is native to China and has recently been detected in the United States. As I had stated earlier, it was first detected in 2014, so it's still fairly recent. It has recently been detected in the United States in areas such as Pennsylvania and Maryland, though it has spread further past these states. The spotted lanternfly feeds on sap from plant stems, trunks, and leaves, which does prove to be harmful for the plant. Their eggs are laid in the fall, they last through the winter, and then they hatch the following spring. This was sourced from the University of Maryland. And some signs that there may be spotted lanternflies include sooty mold as well as a buildup of a sticky fluid called honeydew on the ground surrounding the plants as well as the plant as well. Okay, so to continue, spotted lanternflies and their effects on ecosystems. Okay, so the spotted lanternfly has spread rapidly across the United States and has been found in as many as 11 different states. One of them includes West Virginia. The rapid spread of the spotted lanternfly has greatly affected the grape, orchard, and logging industries as the main source of their food is the sap from plants and trees. As they feed, they create a sticky glucose substance called honeydew, which sticks to the plants and the ground around the plants that they feed on, and this attracts other insects to the plant, which causes even further harm. And these two pictures to the left, this is just a picture of a large mass of lanternflies on a tree in someone's backyard. And this was sourced from the University of California Agriculture and Natural Resources. And this is a picture, it is a depiction of a map of the potential spread of the spotted lanternfly across the United States. This was from Entomology Today, and I believe the year, I can't see the year, but I believe it's 2019. So that's fairly recent. And these are some solutions that have been introduced to help prevent and deal with these invasive species. So solutions to the issue. For zebra mussels, over the last few years, the population of zebra mussels has been steadily declining. And the Minnesota Aquatic Invasive Species Research Center conducted experiments to see if there were any better ways to exterminate zebra mussels, because the main way that they would exterminate them was through chemical treatments, and they wanted to see if there was a way that they could use less chemicals and better ways to exterminate the zebra mussels. And the results indicated from their experiment was 3 zebra mussel treatments have the ability to exterminate more than 90% of the invasive populations in water temperatures of 45 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah. And next, for the spotted lanternfly. The spotted lanternfly is still continuing to spread across the United States. A study was done to see whether dogs could be used to determine the scent between dead and live spotted lanternfly egg masses. The study concluded that the dogs were, in fact, able to detect a difference between the two, which could prove helpful when trying to detect live egg masses in order to exterminate them. And this was sourced from PubMed. And lastly is my bibliography page. So thank you very much.